It is said that if you wander deep into the screaming forest, your companion will not be silence, but a scream. A scream that is not human, but filled with a deep human. Spirits, sadness, rage, memory. It echoes through the crooked trees like a forgotten curse, carried by the breath of the forest. The locals call the screaming cat. But what it is, no one really knows. I discovered this place after following a whisper down a hill. The trees were weeping, and as I descended into the valley, I saw that the forest floor was covered in cats. Hundreds of eyes stared back at me, gleaming like shards of obsidian in the moonlight. They didn't move, didn't blink, just stared. It felt like an eternity. Then, one of the cats twitched its whiskers and vanished. I heard a snap, the sound of bone on bone, and then another. The forest exhaled a scream. Before I could run, a voice whispered in my ear, "Asterisk, don't run, don't speak, remember, asterisk," and I was paralyzed by fear. It came again, louder this time. "Don't run, don't speak, remember." I turned and fled. Once upon a time, before names were written in ink, there lived a midwife who spoke to shadows. She wandered from village to village, never aging or resting. It was said that she once tried to bring back her child, lost in fire and silence. But she failed. In her madness, she sewed her son's soul into a dying forest cat. What returned was not a pet, but a lament of fur and claws. The cat wandered into the forest. It never ate, it never slept, it only screamed. Sightings spanned centuries, eyes glowing like moonlit glass, appearing in the mist, always out of focus. Witnesses report time distortions, bouts of grief, and a sense of being watched, not by one person, but by many. Some claim they mimic voices, children crying out for help, or mothers weeping. Others only hear them when they've lost something dear, as if they're drawn to grief like moths to a flame. Maybe it's not an animal at all. Maybe it's what pain becomes when left unanswered. A mind broken and scattered among bark, bones, and blood. The screaming cat isn't hunting prey. It's searching for memory, for those who have forgotten how to grieve. So, if you find yourself in a weeping forest, and the trees begin to tremble, and a scream seeps into your chest, don't run, don't speak, remember. Because grief, when neglected, learns how to scream. I woke up in the village square, shivering under a blanket of stars. Had I imagined it? Was it a dream, a nightmare, or a warning? I don't know. All I do know is that the forest doesn't like visitors. Those who go into the woods don't come out the same. They say some things are best left undisturbed. Some places should remain hidden. There are things in this world that we don't understand, and it's best to leave them alone. But I can't. I have to tell you about the things that hide in the shadows, the things that whisper to us in the darkness. Because even though they may try to hide, even though they may try to silence us, the truth is we can't stop them. They're part of us. They're part of our story. Some people might think I'm crazy, and maybe I am, but I'd rather be crazy than live in ignorance. I'd rather face the darkness than turn away from it, because in the end, it's the darkness that reveals the truth. If you want to hear more stories like this one, subscribe and I'll share more tales of mystery and suspense. Be careful when you listen though, some truths can hurt. Now, if you're wondering what happened to the cat, well, that's a story for another day. Maybe I'll tell you about the woman who could speak to shadows, or the boy who lived between worlds, or the girl who danced with the dead. If you want to hear those stories, you'll have to wait until I decide to share them. But if you're patient and if you're brave, I'll tell you all about them. Just remember, some truths don't want to stay buried.